Today I will play leagues with Yendrek's deck, which is Frog, but Ketramoz. And you have Relic, Frog to combo with Ketramoz, and then you have Counterspell and 3 Counterspells to counter my opponent's spells once I drew 10 cards with Ketramoz. And then you have removals, more Counterspells, Bowmaster and Preordain. You also have 4 Relic and 2 Stony Silence, which the official plan is to board out relics when bringing in Stony, which we'll see. We can try it out. Alright, so my deck is what, 20 lands and 4 Preordains? 21 lands and 4 Preordains. And I have a Frog, which is 100% win rate when played on turn 2. So I will keep, but it might be ill-advised. Don't do that at home, chat. Welcome to the canister stream where I keep one-landers. Top. It is crazy. Frog is just too strong. I land. Oh no, that means that my opponent might be holding a Spell Snare. Or Kurva. Tight Shopper. No need to kick it. It's already a 2-2. No to leci żabulec. This is a sub. My opponent going to like and subscribe. If yes, do I keep the Frog on top? No way, I already have a Frog. I put it on the bottom. So many better draws than a second Frog. Okay, Frog resolved. 110 to Harbinger probably pretty good against my deck, honestly, still. But I do hope they're bamboozled and they feel bad. This is a trick. So cards that would make sense in a Merfolk deck to punish me. Dismember. I block. I discard. I dismember. I lose the combat to this, so I guess my relic is gone. And you know, it's pretty silly to attack otherwise. I do make them commit mana to dismember. I do throw away a relic. And then I do play a second Frog. So it might be not so bad to block anyways. There is a small percentage chance that my opponent is just attacked for no reason, so you know that is on the table still, which makes this decision quite challenging and quite hard. Blocking is not too bad, but is it not blocking better though? They actually do cast Dismember. Do I want to pitch 4 cards? Maybe play another Frog? I probably do. Yeah. Okay. I will not block then. Get your 2 damage, opponent. Us. So I guess they have a Vodalian X-Catcher at best. It seems like I can simply attack 2 draw. I find a land. Subtlety quite good as well. The options are Preordain, hold up Counterspell, Preordain Counterspell, Preordain Psychic Frog. Seems good to Preordain to hit a land drop. Could simply play a Frog to have a guaranteed Frog even if I fail on Preordain finding a land. If I don't find a land, I could go Preordain Thoughtseize and then Subtlety their next play, likely with Frog. Seems good to Preordain. Seems good enough to Preordain. Flooded Strand and Ketramoz. Let's chill. I would rather survive than tap out for the prog if I have a Ketramoz as well. A lifelinker. Oh, I got to be careful not to lose too much life. Somehow my opponent played nothing. Gloomlake Verge. So yeah, I'll draw my Ketramoz. I'll attack with Frog. Or will I? Flatpits Drowner. So they have black mana. This might be a salty turn. Sub the Drowner. Attack draw, play Ketramoz. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in the graveyard. 5, 6. Can easily be 10,000. Because if I don't play Ketramoz this turn, it's going to be inconvenient to play. Which maybe it's punishing in the face of... Subtlety. Good Thoughtseize and then Ketramoz. I'll drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 life, go to 8. And they do have a Drowner on top, so my life linker is not life linking next turn. Kurwa, no nie wiem, because maybe it's better to not play Ketramoz. Given the flat pits Drowner. Maybe I just don't Thoughtseize. Might lose to damage if I get Subtlety on Ketramoz. Ketramoz can let me draw cards, but at the expense of my life total, which seems bad for me now. And I guess I'm already drawing cards with the Frogster. So we can maybe save the life points. But I'm kind of having a hard time assembling a game plan here. Did the inject also make you play Amulet Titan Control ever? Amulet Titan Control. My post-board plan against Breach could be called Amulet Titan Control. If you think of Oof as a control card. Or you could use the word prison. But I did that myself. That was fully myself. Were Titan today, a change of pace. Frost Titan, that would be good. Maybe Sun Titan, return Ketramoz or Frog. What a hand. This member also makes tapping out for Ketramoz sort of weak. I guess I'm taking the Harbinger. I will have hard time beating it. So play Relic. Most likely they're not playing a card next turn, so I can play another Relic as well. Maybe. I took the Harbinger because if they just play it, I'm gonna die. Or of course the Flare is gonna possibly counter my Ketramoz as well. Their hand is gonna be Drowner, Sink, Flare. To which I'll just say, that's fine. And I'll... I'll probably want to play Ketramoz with Counterspell. I mean, it's a bit tough. Lots of their cards just match up well. I guess my best draw would be just a removal spell. Maybe Surveil twice is what I'm supposed to do this turn. What is this song? It's called My Żabka by Major SPZ. It's about Żabka. Probably the store, I don't know. It's not about Kum. like cum in English. It's just that rere kum kum is the frog sound in Polish. In English, frogs go ribbit ribbit, but they don't actually do that in Poland. They behave differently. Dobra, kurwa, usuń kartę. Probably meaningless to exile, but also fine. So a removal would go a long way to kill a Tide Shaper, and then I can play much more freely. So is the best way to actually just stack 2 Surveils on top? It probably actually is. Because I would want to fetch an island painlessly. Gdzie jest mój drugi Surveil? A nie ma. A, to dobrze. It's already here, alright. Hallowed Fountain. I mean, it actually does suck so badly to play a Hallowed Fountain here. Shock go to 6 Ketramoz. They sing. I counter, they flare. Then even if it resolves, it's bad. What I want is Prismatic Ending to kill this, and then we're good. Force of Negotiation. Doesn't help me much. Crack Relic. Just play Ketramoz, get hit by either Sing or Flare is pretty bad. Pest Control. Play Pest Control. Opponent flashes Flatpits Drowners, attacks me for 4. Has Sing, Flare, only keeps up Flare. But there's 4 damage coming. To jest jakiś kurwa dramat ten matchup na Merfolki. Merfolk's actually insane at dealing with Ketramoz. Hopefully villain will play the monster which I can counterspell. The Flatpits Drowner. They don't really want to maybe, but shouldn't they? I'll cycle the relic because I'm pest controlling anyways. So I'll pest control. And I can't play Ketramoz really because of Flatpits Drowner. Sing, Flare, Flatpits Drowner, unknown. But if we take them off blue creature and play, they no longer have flare available. Sing into Stupor, Phone of Negation. Perhaps I am get punished for not fetching a swamp beforehand and casting the Pest Control with that. Because I can't Prismatic Ending nicely now. I mean, again, I will just go down to 1 life. I don't have a Hallowed Fountain. Because I have another Watery Grave, yes. So I can let this happen and I can Prismatic Ending Tide Shaper. And then a villain flashes the Drowner EOT. I play the Ketramoz, and unless they draw a land in their next 2 draw steps or a lord, I am good. Blue Black Merfolk, it's crazy, yeah. The Nightmare returns. What they could do is to play the Drowner now, and then I can't counterspell it, right? Because if I do, they flare my counterspell with their Tide Shaper for free. Okay. Why is Psychic Frog a 1-2 and not a 1-1? I guess I know the answer. It's a homage. Sure. So I'll take 4 at best, and then I play Ketramoz with Counterspell. And hopefully the life-linking capabilities of Ketramoz stabilize me. Pest Control should also destroy lands, really. That would be crazy good. I don't think it would be a wise design decision. Guess if they just wait, Ketramoz actually loses to Sink. Not if I draw Subtlety. Subtlety was my out. I was about to say that. I'll play Ketramoz. Then we have assembled a full Force of Will. The issue is that Ketramoz only doesn't really. Well, I guess it blocks and it attacks. I go to 7, so then they have full power versus 7 life. Seems good. I lose to a flare. Okay. So now they have a Flatpit Drowner and a unknown and another unknown. So I simply Subtlety the Drowner. No nie, Dismemberka jeszcze ma. To jest dramat. 4-star and then the Drowner, and then I go to 1, and then I kind of have no outs. Queuing into Merfolk on the no Amuletos days and still losing. But, I mean, at least I'm not getting as mad because with Amulet I would just die to this Harbinger. Maybe I can drop Bowmaster. Well, this kills me. It's a good chance that keeping that Ketramoz early in the game on top was actually a mistake, and I wasn't supposed to do that. I was supposed to instead not do that. And try to win with frogs. Why not cantrip that Prismatic Ending? I had 1 life, so I would die to the trigger. So I could cantrip and kill myself, but also I could have scooped. Pest Control brzmi jak gówno. No coś to mają z one-dropy, ale też nie widzę propozycji innych, bo font wygląda jak giga gówno. Maybe I can play Thoughtseize. Bowmaster would have been good this game. With Hold of the Mutavalutas. Dobra, dajmy do Sizera. I jadymy. Everything else seems okay. None of the sideboard cards seem like they do anything, so I'll submit. But yeah, probably a better route to victory was trying to win with the frog that was already on board and maybe playing the second one. Maybe letting the Flatpit Drowner happen instead of subbing it, keeping the sub for later. 0 Harbinger of Disease for propaganda purposes, or is it GTO? Both. I mean, I'm playing a Subtlety main deck. It's not really. I guess I'll keep. I'll keep and I'll play Archive. Guess. Looking for Frog, Relic. I could also Preordain turn 1, and then I could find a Frog for turn 2 with greater likelihood. Which then would probably be. Which then would mean no turn 3 Ketramoze. So I'll play the Archive. Fetch, I don't care. Probably gonna fetch basics to lose the fewest amount of lives possible. No i Pest Controla ścięta i tu mi taki ziomuś wyskakuje, nie? Klasyka. Well, in that case I'll play a Relic and Flooded Strand. Fetch probably Island Swamp. Or Undercity Sewers. Of course, if opponent doesn't play anything. On each merfolk creature you control. To jest pojebane. There are no other merfolks in Everdrift. At my pre-release, I actually sat next to a person who opened the Mindspring merfolk and was telling the other guy next to them that they were very mad and very unlucky to not open a single other merfolk for this card. And I told the guy, actually there is 0 other merfolks in the set, so it wasn't all that unlucky for you not to open any. And the guy was absolutely baffled. So, good design, Maro. No i Pest Control to gówno jebane, nie? Najgorsza karta. Jest najgorszy szrot. Subtlety is a free card. Can help against opposing Subtlety. Exile to get to 7 cards sooner. Probably doesn't matter, but I will not run out of cards in my graveyard. Fetch the Swampini and play Ketramoz. Opponent could also have a flare. Or not. Exile fetch land. Lose life. Duro. Orcish Bowmaster, good card. That's a solution to Mindspring Merfolk. I guess you could say it's actively pretty good against it. Mindspring Merfolk actually looking pretty good, honestly. As good as a Merfolk can look. Works well with Vial. Harbinger of Disease. It's not fully clear that I would want to sub that. I do have white removal on my deck, so probably I do. And it does remove a 3-2, a 2-2 from the battlefield, which may be challenging. Spell Snare unlikely to be useful. Preordain kinda redundant with drawing cards with Ketramoz and Relic. If I draw a Prismatic Ending, kill the Vial. I probably should spend my card, yeah. Stitch the Preordain for being weak. Mr. Streamer, are there any other matches besides Black-White where we want to use Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines? You could board Elesh against Underworld Breach. That is because Elesh Norn stops Grinding Station from untapping, so their combo doesn't function. But I have not tested that theory, and of course it's a 5 mana card and they can answer it, but it's good if it helps with layering hate. You play Oof, you play Elesh, then they have 2 problems to deal with, and what deals with Oof doesn't necessarily deal with Elesh and all of that. But it's mostly white-black, and it's not even clear that it's super insane in the matchup. It's been pretty good for me, but also I think I win the matchup with green cards as well, mostly. Unless against Magwinsos, then I guess I would lose with Elesh as well, because I would never get to this much mana, because he always had a Flicker Wisp at the right time. Am I going to live react to the Pokemon Direct? What's that? Is there a new Pokemon generation coming already? Okay, let's draw with Relic. 4 cards in exile, Counterspell. If I Thoughtseize and Relic, I get to attack and probably draw another land to play my Bowmaster. Relic Pop rather, we get to 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. You went to the Pokemon Pro Tour and it's embarrassing how much better it was than any Magic event I've ever been to. In what way? Were you a competitor or just a guest? Do any of those matter? They put the Harbinger on top? They did. Well, I guess I'll just take the flare and... So I guess Flare of Lord of Atlantis. I could take Flare and play Bowmaster. Kills one of their Merfolk, leaves them with what's going to be a 2-2. Yeah, I think I like that. Take Flare. Crack Relic. I should really draw, like, this is Ancestral Recall. Surely I'm going to draw an extra land. Right. Right. Oof. Awesome. And the opponent's gonna Harbinger me, but like I'm winning with the what I have on board. I'm pretty sure, and we can get Revolt to push it at some point. Yeah, maybe actually keeping up Counterspell was better. But like if they don't play it, then they can violate with the Violent Free soon. I don't know. But then I can Prismatic Ending it. Probably keeping up Counterspell is actually slightly better. So how do we play Boros Energy after Vampire Vengeance was removed? Is it still a bad matchup, and will the Machine Modder help us there? Lots of weird assumptions. Boros is a good matchup, it's fine. Whoa, play the Spreading Seas? That seems insane. Trigger Bowmaster, kill your guy. Guess you flash the Merfolk Lord. Well, not kill your guy in that case. So, Boros is a good matchup. So, like, first thing is the notion of why do you play sideboard cards? It's not necessarily to make matchups good. It's not necessarily why you play sideboard cards. You play sideboard cards to increase your odds against decks that are popular. So why have I been playing Vampire's Vengeance? It was because Boros was a third of my matches or more at points. I played 4 Vampire Vengeances when Boros was like half of the metagame. Let's have 2 Pest Control, it seems actually not so bad. Thoughtseize costs life. Spell Snare is good unless they play Vile. So let's just do 3 Thoughtseize, 2 Pest Control. Yeah. Vampire's Vengeance matched up well against Energy. Especially so in the ring times, because then ring plus sweeper was just such a natural combination. Vengeance is actually weaker after no ring because it just kind of makes less sense. You're playing Scapeshift instead of ring, you just kind of race anyway, so it's not important to sweep creatures before casting Scapeshift, but it was important to sweep creatures after casting the 1 ring, right? So simply in the Boros matchup, you just race. And you're worse off if they play Moon because you don't have the sweeper plus ring combo. But just the sweeper without ring involved also is kind of sketchy against Moon. So I just hope to dodge Moon, it's not very popular. Additionally, Boros kind of routinely plays a 3 toughness creature now in Ranger Captain of Eos, so that also makes the sweeper worse. So yeah. Can I speak of the strengths of this deck versus regular black-white blink? So a clear strength would be that you play Frog and you play Counterspell so you can beat combo decks. What do I think about the PD finalist being DQ'd at the RC and blocking everybody that asks him about that on X? I find that very sad and undermining my belief in the organized play system further. I wish that sloppy play, opportunistic cheats and similar were punished harder than they are. Kurwa, mam 5 minut, co to jest za grajny mecz na Merfole? And I am sad that people get to PD finals by cheating. I probably should have a plain sideboard for Harbinger Moon, because you can play through Harbinger pretty well, less so through Moon. But here it's a tough decision. What do I fetch? Hallowed Fountain or the Swamp? I think I need the Hallowed Fountain to function reasonably. Although maybe that's wrong. Stern Scalding, no to mi wyjebałeś tutaj Orcisha. Orcish Flower. Will I try the League of Legends TCG when it releases? Frankly, probably I will not. Trying a new card game is a giant hassle. Missed land drop. Drew wrong fetch. Bit awkward. But biggest tempo movements. I try to ambush the Shopper once again. While I also have Subtlety for their play. And then I get to play Ketramoz. Maybe Ketramoz Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is really painful in this deck. Not sure if I enjoy it all that much. At least not in a matchup like this where... No nie, no to trzeba subować. Where my life total is under attack. And Ketramoz is a life loss monster anyways. Kept Pearl, Trident, Master on top. No dawaj ziomuś. Bez ataku. Bo się kurwa boję Bowmastera. No nie no weź, nie bój się. It's a really bad situation actually. Because even the colors don't work out well for me. Relic, probably what I want. Pest Control, no nieźle. Dobra. Chuj, no co zrobić. Pest Control a Tide Shaper, then if they have a 2/2 lore, that's fine, right? They don't deal damage to me. I think that looks a bit better than playing Ketramoz. O kurwa, phone. That's a bit rough. 4 cards in exile for Ketramoz. Also, opponent pitched a Flatpits Drowner, so they've got something stronger than Flatpits Drowner, which is rough. Kurwa, no i co? Playing Ketramoz seems pretty terrible. Unlikely to work out. Rossing doesn't do anything. Does Frog do anything? I have 2 minutes as well to deal 20 damage, which I'm not gonna do because I'm gonna die to those creatures, but... Let's maybe look for... Oh, Counterspell, cool. Removal. This Merfolk deck seems like a incredibly tough matchup for my deck. They have 10,000 ways of dealing with Ketramoz and they island walk all over my islands, so rough times. Also, hello Mr. House of Mana. No i co mam zrobić, no? Zesrać się? Chyba ta. Dobra, daję Ketramoza i umieram. Or the Flat Piece Drowner is honestly probably the best Merfolk in their deck. Incredible. I mean, technically this hand is perfect. Sort of. Oh no, this is not a Ketramoz. For some reason I thought this is a Ketramoz. It is not, so I guess I'll mulligan. This looks much better. I will keep Ketramoz, Relicos. At least 2 lands. They are on the play. Seems like I put back Counterspell because of the swamp. Or I put back Meticulous Archive, but then I keep Swamp Counterspell. Not good. I mean, the True is already pretty awkward in hand, but it's good. I guess I will just play top land Relic, Ketramoz if my opponent lets me do that. And Bowmaster can catch up on the draw against an Ocelot Bride or something. O kurwa, swojego ma Relika. So if they play turn 1 Relic Plains, that means their turn 2 is going to be Felia or Emperor of Bones or Overlord of the Balemurk. Most likely. So I guess I will just archive. If I can find a blue card, that would be pretty okay because I get to play Relic, Subtlety, Ketramoz from my opponent's side of the battlefield and play mine. Sounds quite good. Kurwa, ziomuś się szoknął i bez playa, to jakś pojebało go chyba. Misklik albo misplay nawet. I could even maybe let the Felia resolve technically and then sub the Ketramoz, but that's a too advanced of a play for me to make. I'll just let it happen. There's no guarantee they have it anyways, right? Emperor kości, dobra. No nie, pozwolę ci usunąć. Nie ma opcji, żebyś miał pod Emperorem mojego Spell Snare'a. If they exile the Spell Snare of the Emperor of Bones, not much changes, but it's displayed weirdly on Magic Online where I wouldn't know how many cards are there in exile, which I would want to avoid. If I play Ketramoz and my opponent cracks the relic in response, that means that there's no cards in the graveyards for Ketramoz to draw off. Just funny and awkward. They will have 4 cards, so they could Solitude. That is mostly going to be true next turn as well with the relic, so I guess my alternative is to push the Emperor of Boners and play Bowmaster. Chain Stroking Bobsia. I'll play the Ketramoze, but that's because I need to make a decision and I don't know which one I like more. I'll get Watery Grave. Oh, I black-white Necromos today, perhaps. Perhaps next. Too bad I don't have another blue card. But it's paying cost on the relic, that's not a problem. Relic, nie problem. No i ma tego skurwysyna. Powinien ditch the Ketramoz to Solitude my Ketramoz, so I guess that's fine at least. Emperor of Boners is merely a 2/2 right now, so I guess I can ambush it with a Bowmaster token. Doesn't work out so well, given that they can still adapt. But maybe I'm fine doing that. I spend their mana and then I have just Bowmasters in play and Subtlety. Subtlety mana and Subtlety. Hello, Mr. Swimmer. Who would rather be paired against round 1 of the Paprika Shield Limited? Żobuklek, Soduva, or Rajolot? Sealed event. Is Soduva gonna play a sealed event? That just sounds not all that likely to happen. So it has to be Rajolot. I guess opponent could keep their Emperor with Ephemerate, which is not the end of the world, but I'm glad it hasn't happened. In that case, I choose Rajolot every time. Well, I guess depends. You did not specify, like, why would I rather have to choose one person or the other? I think I didn't tap my relic last turn, which technically is better to tap from the graveyards, but also keeping cards in graveyard is tiny bit useful. Oh, whatever. The graveyards just keep getting exiled anyways all the time. If I play sub, I have a not quite a 2-turn clock, so I'll just keep it up. Well, also with this new information, I choose Rajolot. If they crack the relic, I'll just play under Bowmeister to make a humongous army token. Should be good. No wyjebano tego Bowmeistera. Mam drugiego. Ha! You have fallen for my trap. Yeah, both players just tapping relics to exile each other's graveyards. Kind of crazy. GG. GG, Vaho. Okay, let's think about my sideboard options. Pest Control kills Relic of Progenitus. Sounds bad. Thoughteize is everything. Consign to Memory. Counters Solitude trigger. Some people do that. Exorcise kills Ketramoz. And Overlord of the Balemurk. Overlord of the Balemurk seems like an issue, any problem. Seems wise to board an Exorcise. Now, anything in my deck that's bad. I guess Force of Negation is quite bad as well, as it doesn't counter much. That deck is like 30 creatures and their non-creatures are Fatal Push and Ephemerate. Am I correct? Yeah. Well, that's an old list. I guess they also can have Thoughtseize, but now they spell I want to force Vindicate. Yeah, easy board out. O kurwa, Amaz. Znany streamer Hearthstone'a. We can Stony Silence relics from both sides, sounds bad. So I can add a Prismatic Ending, which is not too bad. As it can also remove Ketramoz. Subtlety pretty solid, and then I guess I could add more Thoughtseizes or a Consign to Memory for solitude triggers. Probably would prefer to play Thoughtseize as it's closer to a real card. No to Siow to jest... Siowi to już Goga streamował, kurna, dawno temu. 4 Overlorda na draw. No to... That leaves me with 61 cards and Rexa. Clearly the numbers don't add up. I think Siow is more of a arena streamer than a... Dobra, Preordain nacisnemy. Than a... Hearthstone streamer, I guess. Given that he was playing arena drafts even back when MPL was a thing. It was 6 years ago. Ja pierdolę. Ale czas leci, nie? I'll keep this hand, Survey land, in pretty awkward classic, but also they just play their own Survey land, which means that Thoughtseize is unplayable for me because they for sure will put a good card on top. Okay, Relic to the graveyard. Ketramoz. Wasn't show as popular as Croquis in Hearthstone or in Magic Online. I think streaming Magic, you always just had a couple hundred. But maybe. So I guess I will Thoughtseize, right? Into Counterspell, sounds solid. There is a chance we disrupt their curve and then I just play it slow with the Ketramoze. It's kind of convenient to play Sewers turn 1, but it actually isn't. So I guess I'll fetch not Swamp, not Godless Shrine, so I guess another Watery Grave. A, i to jest gorszy fetch, to jest lepszy fetch, no dobra, pójdź z tym. Jest git. I will take 10,000 damage from my mana. So I'll take Overlord the Balamurk indeed. Any chance I want to take Fel? Yeah, no, not at all. Think we can ignore Felia for a while. We can try to block it with the Bowmaster token as well. They have a push, so they could kill it, but that's like, at least with Bowmaster, that's fine. Back in my day, Thoughtseize used to reveal to you only the cards that were left in their hand. But that changed. You can also take damage from Felia for a few turns. If they play Bogart Troller, that's really good for me. If Felia grows to 4 power, we can exorcise her. So here I'll get a Surveil land, right? Well, Surveil, I don't know what I want to find, so I guess maybe that's an argument against Surveilling, but how reasonable is it to play Ketramoz given that they had no answer in hand? And can they punish me realistically? Not really with those cards, right? They have sub in case of opposing Ketramoz getting summoned. Do I even want to sub it? Probably not. I will sub a Solitude probably. Dawaj, Shadowy Backstreet tutaj w popłochu feczuj. No, Felia do grobu, bo tam się kurwa nadaje ten pies. Let the past die, so the future might live. Wow. So the flavor of Ketramoz is that it benefits you from exiling, so it just kills off the Amonkhet mummies for good, for dead, so that people get to live in a better world. Is that what he does? That is pretty cool. They have push ephemerate troller still. O kurwa. Seems like a problem if I don't sub it, right? Because they make a samurai. Blink it. Make a samurai. I assume they make samurais. If they grow Felia, then it gives me an exercise target and I get to... like, that's pretty good. I think I would rather sub it though. Don't really have anything, but afterwards, but maybe I'll draw something. Hopefully I draw a relic. And you know, the next turn is gonna be Emperor again, but maybe we're gonna have some kind of a solution by then. Nephelia plus Emperor might actually not work out all that well for them in face of my Bowmasters, because let's assume they played Sorcery Speed once again. O kurwa, reliczek się dobrał, dobra. Najbardziej luzacka tura świata. Dawaj, coś tam dobierz fajnego. Counterspell. Alright, then I guess I'm not even cracking the relic. Seems like opponent is quite dead. O, counterspell, twoje siorki. Wandering Emperorki. No i Konkedę leci, bo tutaj blue cards showing their dominance. On the draw, but I'll keep. Saruman the White. No, Gandalf the Grey, more like Gandalf the Stupid. Was that the line? Probably not stupid. Gandalf the Fool. Yeah, Gandalf the Fool. Gandalf the Grey, more like Gandalf the Fool. This is a Necro deck, and Bowmaster is probably my best card ever. Saruman the Stinky. Yeah. No, masz orki. No dobra, rozkurwimy mu. Opponent plays a Ketramoz, is that potentially a problem? But I have Bowmaster in play and there's no way to exile anything. Seems like not much of a problem. Alright, chat, I need to help a delivery man. I'll be back in 2 minutes. The man has delivered. Kurwa, mam zadyszkę już od tego. If they have a Bowmaster, I can block. If I play Ketramoz, I could die really badly to Jordred. I just thought of. So I'll change my opinion and just fetch a island and pass. Would not have been funnier with one swear word in it. Probably. Doubty. Seems challenging to defeat Doubty. As it's unblockable damage. I'll fetch a Godless Shrine. I don't think I can really beat more Bowmasters, and if no more Bowmasters, then playing Ketramoz actually seems like it can help me win. Aj, kurwa, tam to nie działa, tak? Oj. Well then, that play was pretty unexciting. Now my opponent can freely deploy Necro or something. I was hoping to draw a blue card or something like that. But I didn't realize that the ending wouldn't cantrip. Now they can draw 17 and spike me twice. They drew 15 somehow. That seems worse than drawing 17, right? Like you think you can really survive this if you draw no spikes whatsoever? Guess if they draw only one spike, then Ketramoz enables itself. No, jest jeden spike. No i teraz dajesz drugi ziomuś. Nie ma? Good fetch. But if I pass priority, I guess I'm good. Well, they would have cast a second spike. It's not like they didn't. Fetal push. So what am I looking for? So what's like? I guess I just attack them for 6. I go to 1, and they have 5 cards, and I have no need for fatal push whatsoever. Don't I? Can kill Sholdred, but they just die if they play Sholdred. I don't have Revolt anyways. Maybe if they Sickening Shoal plus Shoulder, but they will not have Sickening Shoal, they would have used it. So they just don't have... There's no scenario in which the push is useful, I'm pretty sure. I guess I would rather draw Relic, but also it doesn't matter because they probably have no outs. Somehow they only found one spike. And they can draw a new card with Necro. Big March. March, but it's still February, bro. Too soon. Against Necro. Pest Control seems fairly useless. Thoughtseize seems fairly useful. Consign to memory. Prismatic Ending seems fairly middling. Exorcise can kill Sholdred, which otherwise my deck kind of struggles with. Fawn and Subtlety seem okay. Snare seems okay. Maybe I'll just cut the endings. They did show Dolphy Voidwalker though, that's a reasonable card to ending. Maybe 4 Thoughtseize is a little bit bad against their creatures. Probably is. I'll bring in Exorcise to a Shoulder Dancer. I'll have 2 ending, 2 Thoughtseize, just a little bit of a mix. Maybe I could cut a Force of Negation over one of those. Force hits their Necro. That seems important. And 3 mana hardcastable mode is fine. Maybe I could cut a sub. Or an ending. Subtlety, yeah. Subtlety seems not great. I'll keep. Maybe I'll lose. Felmire. Meyer fell off. Not get my strands extracted. Maybe it's a spot to ending. The Voidwalker. Seems like a good use of mana. A bad into Necro, perhaps. On turn 3. But like, they play Necro and draw 10,000. Is it even that good for them? Not necessarily. And I get an extra Surveil. Surveil is useful because my hand is all lands right now. Bogart Troller is the big punish for tapping out. No to żeś mi ziomuś wykurwił gonga. And Ketramoz sounds good. Ketramoz is gone, I guess. So my hand is pretty bad. March my army. My right or left hand? Left. The cam is mirrored. Can you copy Vezua with Echoing Deeps and have the Deeps copy something on the field? So you have Echoing Deeps entering, and it enters as a copy of Vezua in the graveyard. And then it copies something that was already in play. Yes, you can do that. Magic Online might not necessarily let you. I think I'm supposed to keep a relic. Kurwa, no nie, no trzeba skrakować na początku. Jak dopiero teraz fauna, to nie mogę go zagrać. Jak debil. If I draw a frog, I would like to play it though. Just like giving the relic to make my future Ketramoz active. This was the worst possible. I also played a top land. That was so bad. Why would you play a top land before second main phase? Open parenthesis, just curious. Yeah, why would you? It's a really good question. It has not worked out so well. Full cool. Keeping the fetch for Revolt. I guess I'm not drawing much with my Ketramoze, but... O! Za co mnie gryziesz? Że cię tutaj obejmuję rąsią. Kurwa kocie niewdzięczny. Słoneczko moja. Paskudo mała. Gremlinie ukochany. I mean, I could kill this, I could not kill this, I don't care. No i mamy shoulder duwę, więc jakby Fatal Push has been successfully utilized. Prismatic Ending. I draw Thoughtseize. Drew a Thoughtseize. Sure. They ditched 2, failed the Profane. Sure. Seems a bit rough. I do have frogs and relics in my deck to draw to just seal the game. A counterspell would also just work. Thoughtseize. Oh, sure, 2 damage means they go to 8, which is 2 Ketramoz hits. Sure. Draw 3 die. Playing limited on Saturday, yes. I will be playing the sealed event on Saturday on Paprikajos. Hopefully I'll open 5 monuments to River Churn Monuments. I think that's the name of the card. The frog monument that mills your opponent's deck for 4 mana. Opponent exile Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, Shifting Woodland, and Wooded Foothills. Those are not necessarily classic Eldrazi cards, so 2 River Churn Monuments and the blue-white vehicle that puts it into play from the deck. Is it too much to ask for? Yeah. And good removal. Just to survive until you do that. Okay, do I want an island? So I'll play a frog and then I can ending the sprawl. Or just play Ketramoz and then ending the sprawl, and it seems good. They also bully my land, so there's a reason to keep them. It makes sense to maybe keep the white source in hand, but yeah, not really. Next turn they will not blow up my land. That might happen in the future, but Ketramoz is already going to be deployed by then, most likely. And I think Frog Mama, hopefully. Oh yeah. Chad, I opened a... No nie, to jest przecież OP, nie? Że ci zabija, kurde, twojego froga. At my pre-release, I opened a foil frog goddess, and then I won my pre-release, and in my winning packs, I opened a foil frog goddess again. Which is weird that it happened twice. So if I play Ketramoz, my opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana for Devourer, and I barely knew her. So I guess I'll do this. Oh, Harrygast. I think they play Harrygast, I guess. Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger makes sense with Harrygast. So at least they won't be able to kick Spawn, and maybe their next turn is gonna be weak. Seems like they wouldn't be able to kick anyways. Eugene Slab. So exile the Devourer. So I have 2 counterspells. It seems more reasonable to Ketramoz first. But it's pretty hopeless. I don't know if I can win this. Sneakily, my opponent has an extra exiled card here, so Ketramoz actually needs 4, 5, 6, one more card in exile. If they don't do anything on this turn, and I draw Relic, then I guess we are in the game. Oh, I had Frog Mama in my pool in a qualifier 2 weeks ago. Cast it 2 times, both times she did not survive until the trigger, dying to Wrath in the -6/-6 spell. Wait, what Wrath? Exiling Wrath? Crash? Oh, Loose Indestructible. That's actually a crazy line to have on a Wrath effect. In one block. It is tricky to assemble the full Karametras combo still. It's been an issue in white-black for me as well. Oftentimes I would trade card and I would have Ketramoz and no way to draw with it. Well, that's a counterspell target. I'll spend my Egyptian counterspell and save my counterspell from the future. So if I draw Relic, don't crack it and draw Ketramoz, I think I have a shot. Talisman results, I don't care. Dawaj jeszcze no rumbla. Oh no, Colorless Eldrazi. World Breaker, I mean... I want to counter a World Breaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're not in a great position to return it. 5 power thing probably kills me fast. Because my out now is actually Ketramoz into... Dobra, chuj tam, kurwa, Force of Negation, yeah. Najlepszy spell. Please Ramble off the top. Weird, Herigast lists don't usually play World Breaker. I think Herigast, if you play Herigast you get to play whatever you want. World Breaker makes as much sense as anything else. Okay, I can beat the World Breaker coming back and beat the Devourer on my red top deck ever. So now, how do we board against Eldrazi? I board out Pest Control and I bring in Consign to Memory. Take out Fetal Push. Spell Snare is kinda stinky, but could keep it. Ending for their mana. Exorcise for their Eldrazi's. Bowmaster kinda doesn't do anything. Fawn kind of doesn't do anything. So I guess I could board like this. Force of Negation can hit Carnot, which we haven't even seen and probably would get boarded out because it's kind of stinky. Subtlety, I mean, it's not so great, but it can deal some damage in the air. Maybe Bowmaster is better than some endings or subtleties. The Exorcise, it's not so bad. It can kill a Wallbreaker to push damage through. Hi there, good to see you on. Will there be some Titan gameplay in the near future? If near future is Monday, then yes. Not today though. Today is Titanless. This hand doesn't interact too well. Rather, it interacts reasonably, but then doesn't enable Ketramoze with no relic, doesn't have frog, doesn't have consign. So I am thinking about mulliganing. I will, I guess. I think I like this more. Thoughtseize, find relic, kill them with Ketramoze. Kurwa, Trinisfera, nie? To jest niezłe. What is this hand? Guess I'll take... Well, I can't take all of their 2-drops. I guess I'll take the Complex command. Whether it's Rumble or Talisman on turn 2, it doesn't really matter to me. Trinisphere, do I care about it? I think Consign is too good not to keep, but... in Counterspell, I would prefer a relic to it. I'll probably take the Trinisphere. Because it actually seems like a problem. And I want to tap out for Ketramoze and then find a relic or something. So those 5. Now 6. Now they play Forest. And 5 again. Thoughtseize wasn't super good for me here, given that they still got to take actions. Strandzik. Kinda want to get Godless Shrine, so my mana is good. Maybe I'll get punished for spending my life points so frivolously, but don't want to be keeping up Consign now, when all they do is rumbling, and then I have Consign for the next turn. And hopefully I can draw or Survey land into a relic or frog. Opponent chosen an Eldrazi Temple. Okay. All is dust. Devourer. Mikospan. So they have Devourer Forest, 2 unknowns. Die, Relica. Give relic, please. Prismatic Ending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Prismatic Ending pretty good actually. I get to draw with Ketramoz. I do miss out on a Surveil, which is sad, but they also have to spend both of their spawns to play the Devourer right now, which is nice. Chrysalis, no i co? Turna. Dobra, siedzi. Jebane. It's a big creature, which is gonna be a problem. But I think I'm better off not trying to kill it. It's not like it races. Like, just kind of means that Ketramoz doesn't attack. That's fine. Unfortunately, I have to... Well, do I? I think I have to put it back. Just keep searching for a leak. Or frog. How does Ketramoz work with Rest in Peace? Rest in Peace is a replacement effect, which means that cards don't get exiled from the battlefield or from the graveyards. They just get exiled straight up from where they were. Holy shit, opponent masterfully floating mana first, growing the chrysalis so that they don't present many consign triggers at the same time. Yeah, when Reap ETBs you draw one card. If there was at least one card in the graveyard. Somehow, Kozilek has returned. Somehow Ketramoz and Rest in Peace is so enticing to people, but it doesn't actually work. You're not the first to ask. There's people ask about this daily. I feel like Ketramoz and Rest in Peace is good, chat. Maybe letting the Chrysalis through was a bit rough, but spending my Consign and knowing that it's not gonna... that I will not have an answer to the Devourer seemed tough as well. I was thinking because of using Reap against Black-White Ketramoz decks from a control POV because of all the Overlord plus Emperor of Bones BS. That's interesting. No wiadomo, Olsenik jest to skurwysyn jakiś zwykły, no. Cwaniaczek. Fajnych ma, Czarek Durma, kolegów co wybiera. Takich uczciwych. Alright, Relic or Frog, chat. I guess, yeah, Relic doesn't kill me, it's fine. I only lose 3 life. Jeszcze jeden? No nie. I guess if I draw Frog, then I get to Chum block. Reap and Ketramoz does work, turns all your fetches into cantrips too. Well, depends on what you mean, works. Like, that what is stated on the card happens, and it's true. When you exile a card from the graveyard or the battlefield. Yeah, I don't know why I told you that it doesn't, actually. But like, it's just the cards from graveyard and the battlefield still, so... Depends on what you want to do. Bowmaster was literally the only card that lets me technically get out of this game. I will... I champ, then draw Relic, champ again, then draw Ketramoz and take over. Kind of just never get to assemble the combo though. I think this game is slightly unlucky. Sowing Mikospan, no. I guess I draw Ketramoz now and block. And then draw Relic, that's good. Oh, they have Shifting Woodland. Okay. So I guess what people want to do with Ketramoz and Reap, or at least what I understood people wanted to do was to... And what they ask about often is if you... Dimitri seems giga shady and I wish he would get evaporated from Magic the Gathering fully. That's my strong judgment upon watching the PT finals and seeing 2 tweets. What is this deck? Blue red, Fiery Islet, Slick Shot Show Off. Okay. I mean, I could block still. Seems maybe... No, I can't block. I mean, I can discard literally everything and then block. Seems worse than fatal pushing though. And also, it makes me not dead to Mutagenic Grove on... like, on the spot. No dobra, nie wytrzymam. Muszę dostać walutkę moją. O kurwa. No dobra. Masz mnie. I'll simply kill it. No. I'm doing that anyways. Kanister próbuje sabotować deck. No już się uspokój, ziomuś. Wszystko było zaplanowane, bo bym po prostu przytrzymał Frogulca do bloku wtedy. Is it an okay idea to node f6 when tapped out so you can threaten Force of Negation? Yeah, it is. It's also fine to not care and just click f6 when you have no spells, because what can you do? Dobra. No nie, now I can tap out. Let's think about not attacking. Only 12 damage. It's impossible to deal. Dobra, dajmy Preordaina najpierw. Ketramoz and Meticulous Archivum. Those are slightly useless at this point. Keeping Ketramoz might actually be in think. I think Ketramoz goes to the bottom. Despite being a lifelinker monster. And 12 damage, that doesn't sound like the amount of damage that Slickshot Show Off deals in a single turn. Counterspell. Dobra, on top. I have Counterspell, I have Force, I have Orcish Army Token for Swift Spearka attacking, I have Prismatic Ending to kill the Slickshot Show Off on the next turn. Life is good. So now we have to node f6 to threaten Counterspell, not even Force of Negation. No i ciekawe, nie, że taki konsiderek. We play Consider? I guess Preordain as well. Sounds good to counter. Hi. If they draw a land, they play more spells, they trigger the show off more. Catshot w żabę, no. Dobra. W żabę? Interesting. Is there a chance I start dealing more damage? Oh, there is a chance. Straundzik. Do I use the same arts and paper as I do on MTGO? Not necessarily, but sometimes if I have those cards, then yes. My Titan deck is the same in paper as it is on MTGO mostly. I'll kill them next turn. That's the counterspell sound effect. Oh no, they have a lava dart in their graveyard. That's rough. Also, Kablead, thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. What time is it where you're at? It's time to duel. But it's also 1:30. They play cantrips, Bowmaster looking okay. Opponent Subtlety, fine. Prismatic Ending in. I guess I don't have more sideboard cards. Pest Control, fine against the 1-drop prowess creatures, which for sure they ran. Thoughtseize looking a bit rough with the life losing effect. Dobra, dajmy kontrolę. Jednego Thoughtseiza, jednego Fona. Jeszcze na Thoughtseiza, bo nie chcę to grać i życie tracić, to bez sensu jest. No, I submit. Counterspelling Ketramoze. Ra. Well, I'll keep. But I will possibly subtlety a monster. Not a swift speed, though. I will subtlety a show off, but subbing swift speed just does not much. Am I celebrating Fat Thursday? Yes. Well, not currently, but Julia will be making ponchkis. And I'll be eating them. So that's the plan for the celebration. Alright, let's play Relic, so I keep Preordain to pitch. Wypierdalaj z tym bąblem, nie ma. O Jezus, dwie dzitki. Widzu. Dwie dzitki will make me die too fast, so I will subscribe it and then counterspell the creature next turn. This is not pretty, but it's kind of crazy that counterspell costs blue, and it counters any spell. For this little mana, Spell Snare, no ja pierdolę, niezły tutaj wyczarował. Am I cute for the PT? I'm cute for the Las Vegas PT. O Jezus. In June. Kaneki qualified for Vegas like 3 different ways? No, just one. Only mocks. Upkeep considered, bro, that makes no sense. You shouldn't do that. It's actually just straight up worse to do it in your upkeep. I qualified for the RC a few times online, but the limited qualifiers, they just qualify for RCs, so I guess I die. I think this deck feels a bit light on removal. Well, I guess Pest Control would be fine this game. I just enjoy it. I mean, Force looks kind of bad. But if I could have 2 more pushes over those forces, I would feel like a king. Maybe Thoughtseize on the play to take monsters. Is it acceptable? Yeah, the RC that qualifies for Vegas already happened. It was Prague. It happened a month ago. I failed to make day 2. Slightly baited myself into GSZ Amulet. Or rather, no Explore Amulet. I thought that was the Dragons RC. Well, where is the Dragons Pro Tour happening exactly and when? Tell me. Oh, I don't know. See, that's because it doesn't exist. Let's watch the pre-built animation. Chicago. MagicCon Chicago. Add 1 D&D experience counter. February 21, 23, 2025. Bro, this looks so cringe. A flying dragon, Las Vegas. That might make you think it's a Dragon's PT, but it is not. June 2025, 22. Holy fuck, he almost died. That's crazy. Although let's watch the most miserable card in Magic video. Holy shit. Farewell really is expensive. No South America Pro Tour for years. Was there ever a single one? Maybe Surveyland. These events are so expensive. Yeah, like honestly, entering a MagicCon enters such an unreasonable amount of money. It's crazy. Just so much. Fail push sounds good to keep. No nie, on widzi mojego pusha. No nie, Spell Snare. Dobra, consider wyjebane. That's very funny, Armek. But also, everyone who was in the Chicago tournament had to pay $1,000 for a Black Lotus VIP badge to actually enter the venue, so it actually wasn't even, like, it's not value to get a unsellable promo that nobody actually wants. It's just trickier than that. Hello, Mr. Canister. I'm currently trying to learn Titan basics. Can you explain in what matchup Seal is important? Seal is, or maybe more so was, good in one specific scenario, one specific matchup. That matchup was Blue-Black Frog with Anerves and Oculus. Seal was the preferable removal against them for me because you could actually win a game by tutoring up a6 and then looping Seals. Seal matched up well against their threats. Unlike Dismember, it actually matched up better than Dismember. because it actually did answer Frog, and you could also bounce the Harbinger, which meant replaying it cost 3 mana and not 1 with a nerf. And also Ochulus was a really good creature to bounce because it's a heavy investment to delve 6 cards away. Now this deck doesn't really exist anymore, so there is no use in playing 6 seals rather anymore. Qualify for PT, acquire entry, rare draft and drop into farm secret lairs. Honestly, yeah, this funny as well. I think playing the relic is no use. If I don't die, I win, so I'll keep up Counterspell for the show off and push. Or rather push for the show off and Counterspell for whatever I can have. So I would no longer recommend playing Seal, because that deck doesn't exist now, as I said, so I'm now playing Dismembers because Ketramoz actually gets answered pretty well with Dismember. Frog is still a pain, and the fact that you can't dismember a frog so often, it's just really bad. Do I have an actual sideboard guide for Titan? I do have a sideboard map that I update every now and then, but it hasn't been updated since Prague, and my board changed a bunch. I might update it soon. Unholy Heat. It's awesome, yeah. It's in my Discord. But I guess the last one is from before Prague, when my list was pretty significantly different. And there are new matchups since. Oy. Okay, so it's probably more important to kill the monster than to keep my frog alive. No, but either this lives or this lives if I counterspell, so that's just fully fine. I have a second removal, I can take a hit for 10 or whatnot. Pearl Spears, okay. That's a big hit. How many mutagenic growths to kill me? Dobra. Jeden. My life total is pretty low. Here's an attack. Could maybe pitch Relic. Oh, should have pitched Relic clearly. Jeden, dwa, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. Well, 2 bolts would kill me. Bowmeister also good against Swift Spear. Kurka iteration, card draw that doesn't even draw. One has a lot of many powerful cards from the past. Exile a Preordain. So I guess I can expect a perhaps an Oli Eat on my Frogster. Gutshot, that's fine. Stern Dismissal, that's okay. Usuń. Firing off the relic might be okay. But they didn't have a heat, they would have cast a heat, so I don't care. Do you think Modern would benefit from a 1 to 5 scale like Commander? In bracket 1 we could have decks like Murktide and in 5 Breach. Kipo. I think Modern would not benefit from that. In fact, I'm glad it doesn't. O nie. Rozkurwi mnie bolcik. Light up the stage. Oh. I guess crack now. I don't know, doesn't matter. They just cast it and hope to hit the bolt. Plus maybe a land. Jak w żabę? Cię pojebało? Typie? What was that? Why żabę? Why target żabę? Stomping around Arid Mesa. They even play green in their deck? That was puzzling. Alright, I went 3-2. Which is a good score for my first league with a deck. I typically go 2-3 with a new deck, so going 3-2 is actually pretty good. And I think I got slightly unlucky in the Eldrazi matchup, maybe. Well, very tiny bit unlucky not to find a Relic of Progenitus to enable Ketramoz on time. And then also slightly unlucky to maybe make a wrong move against the Prog deck. Why did I cut Burning Titan? Because Solitude became popular, so Lumra is weak to Solitude because you loop her by